All right, welcome back to Inside PBC Boxing. In less than a month, we have seen 3 belts change hands in the super welterweight division. Kate Abdo, Shawn Porter, Abner Mares, Fox PBC unofficial scorer Marcos Villegas is with us, and a trainer who has seen it all in the ring, Joe Goossen. Good to see you all. Thanks for joining us. It is a PBC roundtable. The first topic today, the super welterweight carousel at 154. Anyone can be beaten, it feels like. Jason Rosario beat Julian Williams. Williams upset Jarrett Hurd back in May. Hurd beat Tony Harrison in 2017. Harrison shocked Jamel Charlo last year. Jamel won the belt back last month. Charlo defeated Erickson Lubin to become champ in 2017. Lubin's last fight was a win over Nathaniel Gallimore, who also beat the new champ, Rosario. So you can throw all of the boxing maths out of the window. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, Joe, is 154 the most competitive division in boxing right now?
Oh, no, absolutely. I don't think there's any question. I think Saturday night really summed it all up, what you just showed on TV right there, which was that nobody's holding on to these titles very long because there's so many great guys out there at 154. That's all there is to it. And what a performance by Rosario the other night, because I don't think anybody, well, the odds proved it, I don't think anybody thought that Rosario was going to beat
Julian Williams.
Julian Williams, J-Rock, I wanted to say. And, boy, he made it look easy, didn't he?
I'll be honest, I was rooting for J-Rock. But to see J-Rock lose the belt to Jason Rosario, someone I think at that point, in Rosario's career at least, we didn't really know that much about, it makes boxing better. Because it opens up more doors, more opportunities, more competitive fights, and I think that's what we need right now in the super welterweight division. I think has been lacking that for some time.
Exactly, and you mentioned a name that no one knew of. Most of the times when you get a fighter that no one knows of, oh, it's a tune-up fight. It's someone that he's gonna walk through easy. But it wasn't the case. It was a guy that came determined to win, and not only determined to win, he did it so easy. So this guy looked like a monster in there. When I remember, he did. He really was taking jabs, right hands like nothing. He looked so much big.
Isn't it good, though, for boxing to have big names that people can get behind and that get built because they keep on winning? Like, is this damaging to boxing in some ways to keep seeing the belt?
No, not at all. I think this is perfect for the sport right now, what we need. We like these upsets, and we like seeing fights and not knowing who's going to win. Because, one, it generates excitement. It makes you really want to tune in because you don't know what's going to happen. And we're seeing these upset after upset after upset. That's the result of, one, very good matchmaking, and 2, it shows you the level that these guys are at. If you have an off night, even if you're considered like the best in the world, just one off night, one little mistake, look what happens. You lose everything that you've built up your career to be. But here's the magical thing, the great thing. Because these guys are so close in skill level, a loss isn't going to hurt them. You know, we've seen J-Rock bounce back from a knockout loss before when he suffered from Charlo. And look, he won the unified titles. It's another little bump, but we've seen that he's done it before. And that's with any one of these guys. Charlo loses his title to Harrison. We have the rematch, gets him right back. Exactly, Shawn.
All right, Joe, give me one name, top fighter in the division.
Well, I'd have to say it was Jamel Charlo. I mean, without a doubt, you know. Go ahead.
Abner?
Abner's next.
No, I was not. You know, obviously I'm saying Jamel Charlo as well. I think he obviously has one defeat that was against Harrison. He came back and defeated the guy in a fantastic fashion, and he puts him in the one of my top guys right now.
You also give Jamel Charlo the nod?
I'm going with the sleeper. It's Lara. I think he's the sleeper. I think he's the one boxer in that division
That's the one name we haven't even mentioned.
I know, but I think he's the one guy in that division who actually has a belt who, no matter what, he's going to come out and do the exact same thing every time. I think he's the one fighter in that division that there's not going to be anything that's going to rock his world and get him out of his game.
I think the one steady name in the division so far, if you take a look at the Harrison fight where a majority of fans felt that Charlo won, and you are of the opinion that he did win that fight, and he's been the one steady name in that division that hasn't really lost.
He comes back.
Well, that's
you got to go ahead and go with him as being the more solid.
I didn't want to demean Harrison's win there by saying that, but I concur, to tell you the truth, because he is almost undefeated in my eyes as well.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the biggest fight of the year. Rematch for the heavyweight championship between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. The first fight, of course, was a draw. Many, though, believe that the win should have gone to Tyson Fury. Marcos, you're our unofficial scorer. How did you score that fight that night?
Unofficial. Woo! How did you score it?
All right, this is where they're going to come at me on the internets.
And here too.
Yeah, and here too. I had Tyson Fury winning this fight. They're live. I felt he outboxed Wilder in that first fight. I felt, Wilder was landing some big shots that could have gotten the nod for those rounds, but I didn't want to diminish the work that Tyson was doing in the fight. And I felt, there were spots where Wilder was landing big, effective punches, but I felt overall that Tyson Fury was doing the better work, was making Wilder miss a lot more, and just overall having a better fight.
Now listen to what Joe says. Go ahead.
Oh,
Joe.
you want me to repeat the whole diatribe?
Yeah, you got to go after that.
Yeah. Well, the thing was, and I discussed it with Marcos too. Look, it could be a bit lengthy, so I'll do it as short as I can. But I rescored the fight. I went down and I unemotionally looked at it, picked it apart, hit the rewind, stop, made notes.
Real professional.
And I really look. I think. Thank you. I think that Deontay won the fight. Okay, and I think Fury said it best at the press conference. He said, "Look, I was too defensive. I didn't punch enough, and I didn't hit hard enough." And I agree with all three of those things, and that's why I gave the majority of, I won't say the majority, but a lot of the rounds to Wilder because he was the aggressor. It's one thing to be effective if you're boxing like Fury, but he was not counter-punching and doing any damage.
I can't say it any better than Joe Goossen, but I'm also going to put this in out there, is that Deontay Wilder, he didn't knock him out, but he stopped him. Let's be honest. That count was low.
Oh, you moving it to the count.
Yeah, that was. I mean, to me, Deontay Wilder won there. If you want to go to scoring, I agree with Joe Goossen. I still believe that Deontay Wilder won that fight.
Well, and let me just address one thing real quick here, because this is a very important point about Jack Reese, the referee.
Oh no, he's one of the best.
He's one of the best. Yes. But here's the point. You say it was long, not because of the count, but because after he rose up, but see, that's mandated by the commission now. He has to give him the sobriety test. Right. They got to go sideways, backwards, up to, they got to jump through. So this is the problem. You're giving that other fighter extra time. If I'm in the corner, my guy knocks you down, and because it's mandated by the commission now that you got to do all these tests, he gets an extra 3, 4, 5 seconds. I'm going nuts in the corner.
I scored it a draw. I thought that was a very just decision by the judges, and I think we're in for a great rematch.
Oh no, it's going to be great.
All right, February 22nd, we will all find out. Let's move on to the next subject. Conor McGregor made his return to the UFC on Saturday to the octagon. He won in impressive fashion. Of course, the win prompted Floyd Mayweather to post this to his Instagram page, a fight poster hinting at a 2020 rematch with the UFC star. Of course, Mayweather defeated the MMA fighter in the second biggest boxing pay-per-view of all time in 2017. Manny Pacquiao also joined the fun, posting this message before the bout with his manager, Sean Gibbons.
Hello, Conor. Good luck in your fight on Saturday night. Do it all your best.
After that, if you want to get a proper fight, good to see you.
Good to see you. Conor has always said that he wants to win a boxing title, hasn't he? Assuming that he does make a return to the ring, which would you rather see of those two fights, either against Floyd Mayweather or against Manny Pacquiao, if either?
Neither.
Neither?
I don't want to. I'm sorry, but I don't want to see either.
We've seen it already, right? It's happened already.
Well, we've already seen Mayweather and Conor McGregor. We know that that's not going to play any different. Yeah. You think it will?
No, I don't want to see McGregor necessarily.
Yeah.
If somebody said Mayweather, Pacquiao, the only reason I wouldn't mind seeing that, because I think Pacquiao has had a real resurgence. He beat what I thought was one of the great boxers in the welterweight division, Keith Thurman, and I don't think it was any question. Now, he beat a young, top-notch welterweight champion, and he's back in the mix, and I think
you want to see him against Mayweather or against McGregor?
Well, I'd rather see him against Mayweather, to tell you the truth.
Of course,
yeah. But McGregor, I'm really not that interested in seeing McGregor. He already got skunked by Mayweather rather handily. I
mean, if it's an answer you guys are looking for, I say Pacquiao because, like we said,
Pacquiao
McGregor because we saw Mayweather, McGregor already, and Pacquiao is all about excitement inside the ring. Mayweather does it outside. He gives you the talk, whatnot, and Pacquiao really fights inside the ring. I think we'll see a knockout by Pacquiao.
The problem is that McGregor is 170 pounds. I mean, we're talking about guys that are a lot smaller than he is. And he already got beat by Mayweather rather handily. What?
McGregor can't box.
But you might have brought in a good selling point there. You have a guy that's a lot bigger than Manny, naturally. That might pose a thing for fans. We're like, hey, let's see what Manny could do against a guy who's that much bigger than him, even though boxing skill-wise, you know, he's not there on his level.
If Mayweather's going to come out of retirement, I'd rather see him fight a resurgent Pacquiao.
Let's talk more boxing then. 25 years ago today, 16-year-old Manny Pacquiao made his professional debut with a 4-round unanimous decision victory in the Philippines, 1 pound above the 105-pound minimum weight division. He tweeted this picture and thanked his fans for his support across all the years. It's incredible, isn't it?
Wow.
It's Pacquiao's legacy, Shawn, as he continues to campaign now 10 divisions above his very first weight class.
It's amazing. I think we all have to pay homage to him, even though he's still active, for what he's done for this sport, what he's done for his country, his people, and really recognize him as a icon of this sport.
You know, I think when you look at the body of work that Manny's done, and we sit back and we look at it 50 years from now, 40 years from now, it's not a normal thing. And really, we're with a guy who's a living legend at this point, and it shows you how special he was and how special Floyd was, because it was 1 and 1A.
Yeah.
Floyd and Manny, 2 twin stars revolving each other.
Yeah.
And it really shows you, for a guy that small to move up all the weight classes and end up at 154 in a fight against Antonio Margarito and absolutely outclass him, break his orbital bone.
Yeah.
You know, it shows you something to the talent that Manny Pacquiao was, because you see how difficult it is to move up to weight classes. Not everybody can be a multiple division world champion. It's really tough because of the weight. The weight plays a big factor in it.
Yeah, I mean, I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. I'm truly honored to be fighting in this prime in time where he's still a fighter, active fighter. And I can tell my kids, you know, growing up that, you know, I fought around this era. And, you know, not just as a fighter, he is a great human being, a great person that gives back to his country, to everyone, really. He's just a humble person all around. And I just, you know, I'm a big
Well, he's one
big
of the best
fan.
to ever do it.
And the thing with him,
No,
too,
that's for sure. There's no
you know,
doubt.
you look at how he grew up and where he was. It's a miracle.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, when you look at
The
it,
story.
like a homeless kid that was
course.
peddling donuts on the street of the Philippines gets to become an 8-division world champion, multi-millionaire, and helps all the people that he does. Like, that's not a normal thing. That's not just 1 in a million.
That's
one in,
the
you know,
definition
that's
of a
once in a
champion.
lifetime. And we really are in a lucky age. And you brought up a good point, that we get to say to our kids that we're witnessing something not just a normal occurrence, something really special in history, having seen someone like Manny active, still active, and someone like Floyd active, and seeing that history through our eyes.
One of the best you've ever seen?
Yeah, well, I was amazed, to tell you the truth. The day before the fight, at the weigh-in, I looked at Manny. I was there.
Pacquiao and Thurman.
Yeah, Pacquiao, excuse me. Because I had somebody fighting that same night, and Lipinets. And I looked at Manny at the weigh-in, and I went, God, poor thing. He just looked so emaciated. The next day, when he got in the ring, I go, what happened?
Yeah.
It was like this weird transformation. His legs were, he just looked like a different person. You know what I'm talking about. And he just looked like a different person. And then he acted like a different person. So he's an amazing guy. I mean, what he did in that fight against Thurman, I mean, I was shocked. I was shocked at the performance he put on.
Very good.
And look, he not only dealt out the punishment, but he took, Thurman hit him with some great shots. He just brushed
did,
them
yeah.
off.
Guys, it's always great to see you. Thank you for
Oh,
coming
yeah.
by.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Great being here,
Marcos,
Kate.
Joe.
Seriously, thank you.
Appreciate you.
The biggest fight in recent history.
Wilder Fury 2, February 22nd on pay-per-view.
Thank you for watching. Well, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you click somewhere around here and subscribe. From fight highlights to exclusive interviews, we have got everything you need as a boxing fan right here on PBC on Fox.